it's Hannah, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm really excited because I'm going to be testing out some new Makeup Revolution products. So I have a foundation to test out, we have a brow pomade, we have two products that really just started this whole shopping spree. I have a blush, and then I have a highlighter that I've been dying to try. They never have these shades at the Ulta near me, so I just figured I would place a Makeup Revolution order on the Makeup Revolution website. I also have a palette that I'm going to be testing out in this video too, that is from Christmas, that I received for Christmas, that I saved specifically for this video. I knew at some point this year I was going to be doing a video about Makeup Revolution products, so I figured I would save this palette since I have talked about all my other palettes and I've never featured this one. So I'm very excited. So if you want to see me test out these makeup products, then get out your makeup brushes, and let's go ahead and get into this video. Or you might want to open up the Notes app on your phone and take some notes of some products you might want to try. First up, I'm going to be testing out the brow pomade, and now the brow pomade retails for $9 off of the Makeup Revolution website. This is supposed to be a smudge-proof cream formula, and it's supposed to be smooth and effortless for an easy application. So let's test this out. Now, I got the shade Soft Brown. They have a multitude of different shades on the website. Something that does confuse me a little bit, though, is that I noticed on the website that the redhead one, the one for like auburn hair, is $10, and all the other ones retail for $9. That doesn't really make any sense. So let's go ahead and get this out of the box. So it does come with a little brush, which I've already opened this product because I did product close-ups before I filmed this video. I'm not quite sure what is up with this brush, but it's just a double-ended brush and it does not have a spoolie. So we will not be using that brush. I brought my little brush over here that we're going to use. And then here is the brow pomade that I almost dropped. And this is just what it looks like. It comes in a little glass jar, and then on the back it says Soft Brown. And let's go ahead and open this up. And that's just what it looks like. The pomade is in there. So let's go ahead and test this out. I'm going to get my little mirror over here. By the way, this is just a little compact mirror from Ian Lashes. This is what my Ian Lashes came in case you've ever wondered about this little mirror. So I'm going to go ahead and get out my little brush. This is just my eyebrow brush. I don't know what brand this is from because the name rubbed off of it, but I'm just going to take this and do my bad brow first. So if you are watching this at home and you feel like you have what I like to call a bad brow, and it's just an eyebrow that just doesn't want to cooperate with you, you can always do that eyebrow first. So I always just start with a little line down here at the bottom, and then I'll just kind of like drag the line up. I will say that the formula seems a little dry. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe I just need to warm up the product with the brush, because it's been sitting in my room for about a week now. I'm just now getting around to testing out and trying out these products, so that could be why the product is acting this way. I'm going to go ahead and connect the line up here, and then just do the same thing. So I feel like the shade Soft Brown is a really good shade for me personally. I don't like a super overly dramatic eyebrow. I'm just not about that life. I've never really been about that life personally. I just like something super natural looking with my brows, but hey, you know what? Your brows are your brows, and you can do whatever you want to with your eyebrows. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you the right or the wrong way to do your brows. I personally prefer pomades because I do my eyebrows every single day. Even if I don't wear makeup, I'm one of those weirdos that I just walk around with my eyebrows filled in. I just like having my eyebrows filled in. I don't know why. I just do. It just makes me feel really good about myself, and I think it's really important, especially right now, to do something that, you know, makes you feel good about yourself. So that's one eyebrow done, and then this is this eyebrow. So as you can tell, it does fill in the eyebrows pretty nicely, and it's a good shade match for me. I was really stressing this. I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit concerned about which shade I needed, and I feel like I got the perfect shade. Sometimes I don't do the best shopping online for brow products, especially like I have to look at it and get a feel for it. So I feel like I did a really good job buying this particular brow product because it matches me perfectly. So I'm just going to do this side. And always remember that your eyebrows are supposed to be sisters, not twins. So if your eyebrows don't exactly look super symmetrical and perfect, that's because they're sisters, they're not twins. Sisters look alike, but they don't look identical to one another. They look like they're from the same family, but they don't look symmetrical. Or if you're my mom and my aunt and you don't look anything alike, like at all, that can happen too. So I like to take the brush and take it onto this part and go into the center part of my brow and just fill that in as well. That's just something that I personally like to do, but if you're following along with this at home, you don't have to do that. But that's just what I enjoy to do. And I also bend my spoolies too, like on my brushes, because I feel like that helps me to lay down my brow hairs a lot easier. So that is that. And I actually do like the brow pomade. It does need to be a little bit like warmed up. You just kind of have to swirl your brush in there to get the product to be really smooth and creamy. But it is a nice brow pomade, and I feel like it does look really nice on me. Personally, it was really easy to draw little hairs into my brows, so I give this an A+. Alright, so I already primed my eyes with my e.l.f. Eye Putty Primer, so now we're going to move on to the shadow palette. And this is just what it looks like. It is a really pretty palette. It looks like it's going to be perfect for fall. So you'll definitely see this palette again here on my channel. So I'm going to take the shade in Material, I think is how you pronounce that. It's just the taupey color right there. We're going to stick with something kind of neutral today because honestly, I don't really know what else to do for this video. Yeah, and plus too, like, you're going to have like a really colorful look coming up on Thursday and possibly Tuesday. I don't know what I'm doing for tomorrow, but I'm just going to take that onto the cheek shadow brush, which is just this brush right here, and I'm just going to very sloppily play this into the crease. So I really like Makeup Revolution's eyeshadow formula. They have a really good formula. Some of the more cooler toned palettes can sometimes be a bit more patchy, like the mattes in the palettes can be a bit more patchy, but I really love their shimmers. Like, their shimmers are superb. So I mean, it's kind of like one of these things, like, you're going to have to try it out for yourself and see if you like Makeup Revolution shadows for yourself. I have the Color Book palette. I have the blue and the green variation of the palette, and that palette is a really good pigmented palette, especially if you pair it with a more tackier eye base, then the colors are really going to pop through and shine through. So that's just what the shadow looks like in the crease. I actually like that. It's like a really pretty nice taupey color. So that's a A+ for me. I'm going to go ahead and blend that out with this little blending brush. This is just a plain blending brush and it has absolutely nothing on it. So that's why it is a blending brush. So when y'all are currently watching this video, I will be coming home from my very first doctor's appointment with my lung specialist in over a year. And I had to switch doctors because in the state of Georgia, you can only stay with pediatric doctors until you're 25. So I had to switch doctors. So maybe that went good. I don't know. Hope it did. I'll talk about it Tuesday. Well, no. I won't talk about it Tuesday. I guess I'll talk about it maybe Thursday or Saturday. because I'm trying to get all my videos pre-filmed. I'm trying to get back into the swing of pre-filming my videos. I got out of the swing of that, and I need to get back into it. So I like that shadow. I like how it blended out. It blended out really nice, and it's not patchy. It's very pigmented, easy to blend. So far, so good. I'll take the shade of Light, which is just right there. I'm going to take that onto a flat shader brush, and this is just going to be our lid color. I did go ahead and pre-dampen the brush. I like to use all my shimmers damp or wet, so that's why I didn't try it dry. But if you want to try your shimmers dry, you go right on ahead. I'm not really going to tell you what to do with your makeup. This is, you know, you're free to do whatever you want to with your makeup. But if you would like to learn some tips and some tricks, then I am always here for you. But if you do use your shimmers wet, you get a better metallic finish. And holy smokes, that is gorgeous. Oh my goodness, that is just absolutely breathtaking. I really, really like that shimmer. That's really pretty. That is superb. So let's see here. I do have more makeup product reviews coming at y'all really soon. My next payday from TikTok, I'm going to be using that money towards some e.l.f. products. TikTok pays me every month, whereas with YouTube, I only get paid if I meet the $100 quota. And I don't always hit the $100 quota, so sometimes I go months without getting paid from YouTube. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. If I don't get my view times back up, I might lose my AdSense. So it would always be helpful if y'all did take the time to share my videos with your relatives, with your cousins, with your friends, just whoever, because that always helps me out a ton. I am a very, very small YouTuber, so any type of recognition or any type of media attention that I get is always very helpful. Another thing that is helpful too is having a shadow switcher, because you can brush off your brush into the little sponge, and you don't get your light shadows mixed up with one another, and you don't get the colors mixed up. So definitely get you a shadow switcher. They have these at Dollar Tree. And I haven't really into Dollar Tree because we now have one right up the road from my house. So that is nice. I'm going to take my blending brush again and just blend out the edge, because I don't think I did that yet. I also just discovered last night that you can ride Disney World rides here on YouTube. There is a YouTube channel, and it's really cool because it's like really interactive, and I did it on my Xbox last night, and it was really cool. I rode the Pirates of the Caribbean, which I've actually never rode the Pirates of the Caribbean, because when I was younger, me and my family used to vacation in Disney a lot, and every single time that we would get in line to go ride the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, it would always be broken or it needed maintenance. So I never rode that ride until last night, and honestly, I really wasn't impressed, which I know that's shocking, but I don't know. I'm kind of hard to wow when it comes to rides and stuff like that, so take it with a shade of Contents, and it's just a satin-looking soft brown. It doesn't look like it's a full-on matte, but you can still work with satins in the creases. I'm just going to apply this to the outer part of the lid / crease area just to add a little bit of definition. But you can still work with these types of shades in the crease area, and they won't show. You can pretty much use like any texture almost in the crease area. You just cannot use like a super metallic, because obviously that'll look like the 90s. I mean, I guess if you want to look like the 90s, I'm not here to judge you. I was born in the 90s. I grew up in like the later half of the 90s, in the early 2000s. So personally for me, I don't feel like that was a super bad time. But hey, you know, people disagree with me, and that's okay. A lot of people say that I'm not a 90s baby since I was born in 95. But I say that I was because a lot of things really did not change in the early 2000s and in the later part of the 90s. So, yeah. Even though I wasn't alive during the whole hip-hop movement, I guess. Like, I wasn't alive when people were wearing, like, a super dark makeup, which I guess I kind of was, because I can remember my mom wearing, like, really dark lipsticks and wearing, like, the blue eyeshadow and that type of thing. So, yeah. I like to disagree with other people that I am, in fact, a 90s baby. So, it's okay. But I do have some relatives that say that I'm technically not. But I say that I technically am, because I was legitimately born in the 1990s. So, yeah. And also, if you ever want to relive your childhood shows, I just discovered this really cool website from TikTok. It's called www.mytv.com, and it's really cool. Like, you can set it to different decades, and you can kind of like switch the channels. And I don't know how this is free, but it is, and you can watch like full episodes of certain shows. So mostly from the 90s, like, you can watch like the cartoons, like the Nicktoons. You can watch like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You can watch the Saved by the Bell. There's like a ton of different things on there that you can watch. You can watch Family Matters. I don't think that you can watch Full House on there. I haven't been able to find it, but it's really cool. And like I said, you can set it to other decades too. So like if you wanted to watch something from the 80s, I think as far back as it goes is the 70s. I don't think it goes past, I don't think it goes before the 70s. So it kind of like starts in the 70s and then it ends in the 90s. It doesn't have the early 2000s, which honestly, a lot of the stuff that they showed on television in the early 2000s, they were still showing stuff from the 90s, so it's really not a big change. But I don't know, I just thought that I would tell y'all about that. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you'll want, I don't know, maybe you'll go check it out. I'm going to have tons of links down below in the description box of things that you need in your life that you didn't know, but I'm going to tell you that you need. So here is what we're going to do now. I'm going to go and make a TikTok because I promised all of my TikTok followers that I would do a lash tutorial. A lot of my TikTok followers have been really curious about how I apply my false lashes. So I'm going to go do mascara because I'm going to be using the e.l.f. one and I don't have a Makeup Revolution mascara. I'm going to go do that and then we'll come back and we'll do the rest of the face. Not me eating an oatmeal pie in the middle of filming. No, I'm not doing that. I hate watching YouTube videos where, like, they change the angles on you. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and test out the complexion products. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my skin with my Milk Hydro Grip Facial Primer. This is one of my favorite facial primers. It's a really good, nice, tacky primer, and it keeps your makeup on all day long. So that is a huge plus. And I'm just going to be distributing this all over my face. Now, typically, I'll wait a couple of seconds and let it get good and tacky. But since it's kind of later in the afternoon, and I'm probably going to be taking off my makeup here shortly anyway to get ready for bed, because I've been trying to go to bed a little bit earlier than what I normally do, I'm just going to go straight on into my foundation after I get the primer on, just because that's what I like to do. So just what I'm gonna do. That you can do whatever you want to do at home. If you are watching this video, if you have this primer, then you know that it is best to let it kind of sink into the skin a little bit and let it get even more tacky and more what's the word I'm looking for here, grippy, I guess. But I'm just going to be a rebel today, and I'm going to do things my way. And I guess if you don't like it, then that's okay. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to go into this base, or the matte base pore blurring full coverage foundation. And this retails for, I think, about $7 off of the Makeup Revolution website. They have a pretty good shade range, which I was really impressed with. This is supposed to be a matte full coverage foundation. It doesn't have any wear claims or anything like that, but it does come in a squeeze bottle, and I'm going to be using my Real Techniques complexion sponge to apply it. Oh, and I also got the shade F0.5, and that is the lightest shade in this ring. So I normally don't talk when I'm blending out my foundation, and I normally zoom this up, but y'all, this shade is way too light for me. I've been looking like Casper the Friendly Ghost. I've been looking like Flashback Mary. Oh my lord. So this foundation, it's a weird texture. So when I squeezed it out onto the sponge, it is like a moussey texture. Yeah, it's like a really thick texture. It feels very heavy on the skin. Like, it doesn't feel super lightweight. I don't know. I had high hopes for this. I really did. And now I'm just looking like Casper the Friendly Ghost. Like, I'm looking at myself right now in the screen, and I'm looking at myself right now in the mirror, and I just look like I'm sick. Like, if I wore this foundation out in public, I am literally so pale that people would think that I'm sick. Like, that's how pale this foundation looks. It probably doesn't look super bad on the camera, but in real life, I look like I have the flu. Oh, jeepers. Well, the good thing about this is that it's a lot easier to even yourself out than it is to brighten yourself. So if you ever get a foundation shade that's like way too light for you, like I just did, the good news is that it's easier to make yourself look even than it is to make yourself look lighter. So, yeah. I'm really excited because now we get to test out the two products that I mostly bought all this stuff for because I've been wanting to try both of these products. So first I'm going to go into the Reloaded Blusher. This is in the shade of Peaches and Cream. This is just what it looks like. It's just a nice peach toned blush. It looks really pretty. I really like the packaging of it in the pan. It looks like it's going to be a good satin blush, so it doesn't look like it's a full-on matte, but it doesn't look like it has any glitter in it either. It just looks like it has a nice sheen. So this will probably be perfect for everyday use. I've actually never used a Makeup Revolution blush before, so I'm really excited and curious. So this brush right here, this is from eBay that I'm about to use. I love to buy brushes off of random places. That's just how I roll. So you can do whatever you want to do at home. I keep saying that, and I know that, but it's the truth. So I'm just going to apply this to the apple of my cheek. And it is a lightly pigmented powder, so it can be built up, which is really good. I hate a blush that's like really overly pigmented, because that's not always the greatest for a makeup beginner. So this I like because this is actually a good lightly pigmented blush. So that makes the application a lot easier for you at home if you are a beginner. So I like to just kind of go upwards with my blush and kind of connect it to my bronzer, so that way you kind of like have like an effortless sheen of color. So I'm just going to do it the other side. And I'm trying to sit here and figure out what movie I want to watch tonight on Disney Plus. I've been really enjoying my subscription to Disney Plus. Before I had my own subscription, I was using a friend's subscription, and thanks to a TikTok, I can afford my own subscription now. So that's always really cool. So I'm just going to do this side of my blush. I think what I'm going to watch tonight, I think I'm going to watch Toy Story 4. I think I'm gonna, I don't know, maybe not Toy Story 4. Maybe, I don't know, because I'm not in the mood to cry tonight. And every time I watch that movie, I always cry. Excited because we get to test out the highlighter. So this is the highlighter reloaded set to the tone. That is the shade name, is set to the tone. It's just a white pearlescent highlighter, and this does look like it has extreme glitter chunks in it, so if you don't like that, you might not like this product. But I like the wavy pattern that they have in the powder. That's really cool, and it's really pretty. So I'm going to use my Cheek highlight brush. I got a new highlighter brush today, and the Mel, and y'all will see that really soon in a video. I should have used it today, but I forgot to dig it out of my Sephora bag. I have a bag with a bunch of new products and stuff that I keep in there to review and test out here on my channel, and I forgot to get the, holy smokes. Whoa. Okay, highlighter, come through. Wow. I hope this is picking up on my phone. That's intense. You can see me all the way from outer space. That's how it was. I like the blush, too. I didn't tell you all about the blush, but the blush is really nice. It's a very smooth powder, very easy to blend. This highlighter, though, is, it's giving me something. It's giving me, okay. Let's do the other side. Ooh. Honey. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That is really pretty. It does need to be buffed out, so I'm going to use this big brush. But it's really pretty. Honestly, I actually really like it. Once you get it buffed out, it still looks really intense, as you can tell, but it doesn't look as intense. Yeah, so if you have very, very fair skin, that's a really good highlight shade. Holy smokes. Okay, I was not expecting that, at all. So, if I have one product recommendation to make in this video, it definitely would be that highlighter in the shade Set the Tone, because it is such a pretty highlighter. As you can tell, it is so, so pretty. Just look at that glow. Just look at it. I'm obsessed. So seriously, if you're gonna buy one thing out of this whole video, buy this. Oh my gosh, I just found my new favorite highlighter. Well, technically my favorite highlighter is the Jaclyn Hill highlighter in the shade Sparks, but this is a second. Alrighty y'all, so this is the end of the video, and this is the completed look. So now I'm going to give a quick rundown on the products that I tried and the products that I feel like you should go out and purchase, and which ones you can kind of skimp on. So the foundation, I'm going to be quite honest, I don't know my feelings on this. It doesn't look bad now that I have the rest of my makeup on. Like I said, we kind of evened ourselves out, or I evened myself out, but I don't like the feel of it on my skin. I will say that. It just feels kind of heavy. It feels like I have makeup on, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't mind a heavy feeling foundation. That doesn't bother me. The thing that worries me is the moussey consistency of this foundation. I'm a little bit worried that it's going to break me out. So that's going to be my tried and true test, is if it breaks me out. Because sometimes these moussey formulas, I don't know what it is about them, but they'll break my skin out. So I'm going to play around with this foundation. I'm not going to completely say that it's a bad foundation. I'm not going to say it's a good foundation. I'm just going to say that I have mixed feelings on it. It's also, it says it's a matte foundation, but it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. It looks very natural. It doesn't look super matte, which I really like that, because I don't really, like I said, I don't like a super matte foundation. I just feel like it looks unnatural. So, yeah, it also has some separation going on around my eyes or chin. center of my forehead because I just did not like either the concealer or the powder that I used with it. So I'm going to keep trying it, but I don't know my feelings on it. The palette. Okay, listen. I love Makeup Revolution's eyeshadows. So in a whole, I'm going to recommend the Revolution shadows. Whether you get this Forever Flawless palette or you pick up one of the other palettes, I feel like you literally cannot go wrong with a palette from Makeup Revolution. I created this eyeshadow look. I feel like it came out really pretty. I like the way that it looks. I like the color scheme of this particular palette. It puts me in a fall mood. And, you know, I love fall. If you're very familiar with me and my channel, it's my favorite time of year. So I do like the palette. For the eyes, I had the brow pomade. I really like the brow pomade, and I feel like it did a really good job at filling it into my eyebrows. It's a really good shade match for me. It is a soft brown color, like it says on the package, so that's a good thing. It's not deceitful. I like that I was very easy to achieve my feather brow look that I was going for today. And I just overall like the application of the product. It was very smooth, creamy. It was easy to work with once I got it warmed up with the brush. Be warned, you are going to have to take your brush in there and kind of swirl it around in the container and kind of get it warmed up. But once you do that, it is a really easy pomade to use. So I do like that. It is a nice brow pomade. The blush, I like the blush, but I feel like it's just a basic blush. It's not nothing that you need to run out and purchase. I feel the same way about the brow pomade. I don't really feel like this is anything that you need to rush out and purchase. If you need a really good brow pomade, I recommend the Milani brow pomade. But this is good. This is a good pomade too. The same for the blush. Like, I just kind of feel like it's a good blush, and I like this blush. I'm gonna keep using this blush. But it's nothing that I feel like is so spectacular that you need to rush out and purchase it. And that's just my personal opinion on this blush. I like it. It's a good blush, but it's nothing that's like super fantastic. It was like, oh my goodness, like you need to go out and buy this blush. Like, I just don't have that feeling about this blush. But the highlighter, listen, if you're going to buy one thing in this video, it needs to be this. If you're someone like me and you just kind of struggle with finding a highlighter that doesn't leave like a weird line on your face, that it just doesn't blend into the skin no matter how much you buff it out, it just leaves like that really weird line, then you need this highlighter, particularly in the shade it's set to the stone. Because this is a perfect highlighter if you are very, very fair. It does have really big chunks of glitter in it. It is very, very glittery. So that could be a drawback for some people. I don't mind it. I have mentioned before that I don't mind glitter. I love glitter. But if you don't like glitter, you might not like this highlighter. But, I mean, as you saw from the application, this highlighter is freaking intense. So I really like the highlighter, and I feel like the highlighter is something that you definitely need to run out and purchase. So, with all that being said, I really do... Alrighty, y'all. So that is the end of me testing out all of the Makeup Revolution products. I accidentally deleted the original outro for this video, so I'm currently remaking it. So I really hope that you all did enjoy this video. Thank you all so much for watching this, and I really hope that you will all come back on Thursday for Thursday's new video. If you haven't already, please give me a subscribe while you are down below giving this video a thumbs up and commenting and all that jazz. You can also give me a follow over on my social media handles as well, because I do post and upload new videos, and I always post on my social media handles when I upload these videos, and I upload on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I will not be having a new video this coming up Tuesday, though, just because I actually have a doctor's appointment the day that y'all are watching this video, and I'm just not going to have time to film a Tuesday video because I got a lot of other things to edit. So, anyway, I will see you all on Thursday for Thursday's new video. Bye, my little Hannah Florence.